Hello.
Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, hey. Mhm.
I don't know if my little music was playing or not. Sometimes it do and sometimes it don't. Could you hear it?
I just heard a little snippet like I was on hold on a telephone call.
You was.
That's what it sounded like. Sound like AT&T. AT&T had your ass on hold for about 30 minutes.
Fuck AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
Bet they won't give me. Bet
AT&T.
they won't give me no more motherfucking. I ain't even gonna say that. If my phone died tomorrow, I'ma shut up. So, welcome to Sap Sucker Sunday 18. Is this 18 or
Yeah,
not? Hello.
it's 19. I
I
think it's
will.
19.
I change it, but it's tonight we will be differentiating between shame and guilt. And in our conversation, we will be discussing some life altering events in regard to how shame and guilt can be identified, utilized for self improvement, and forgiving. Of course, our conversation will include plenty of openness, jokes, and good old West Tennessean vernacular.
Mhm.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, yeah.
Corey. Hey. Hey now, hey.
Okay. So, are we doing our things tonight?
We can.
We
We
can.
can.
All right. Lord. I'm gonna let y'all know now. I got this dog in my house. She don't know she a dog. So if I start fussing or mute myself, cause dogs is like toddlers.
Mm.
So
Well, Lord.
or Isis. She don't. She
Dogs
be.
is like babies, honey. Toddlers, we don't know what toddlers like, Lord.
I'm gonna tell
Toddlers is
you,
in a
no, like
class
a
of their
damn
own.
dog. I gave her a whooping. Jamala gonna say, "Mama, I think Isis was offended because technically she 35 and you gave her." A
Um, yeah, you be having to for real be with dogs all the time, bruh.
Man, you better go in there and sit down. You finna get your ass whooped. Shoot, everybody get a whooping. It make me no difference. Man. So how's life treating you guys this week?
You know what? This week has been pretty good because ooh, this weather
See,
right here. I don't know. The sun make a world of difference. I don't care what
the
nobody saying. A little
sun,
toasty weather.
it sure do. And I sat outside today and just let the sun kiss my face. And I looked in the mirror. I had turned into a whole sugar cookie.
Yeah, I have too.
So,
Like a little vanilla pudding.
That's some light skin problems, Corey. I don't think you get them problems.
nah, I wouldn't know nothing about it.
So you don't get lighter in the wintertime?
I do, but like not to the severity or to the extent that you just explained. No, nah.
I would be offended by that question, Corey. What are you implicating, Cammy? What are you implying about his skin color?
That he's
Because I
darker
have a
than
deep
us.
hue. I have such a deep hue. Is that what you're trying to
Right. What are
insinuate,
you
huh?
And y'all
insinuating?
know damn well I don't insinuate nothing. I just ask questions.
I'm just playing. He got a little more
Insinuating
melanin
is
in his
not my
skin.
forte. Huh?
He got a little more melanin in his skin.
Yeah, he
It's all
blacker than us. Shit. Hell, how else I supposed to know if I'm X?
hey. So y'all, this off topic, but listen, did y'all hear where they asked RFK? You know they trying to get him sworn in as the minister
Yeah,
of
I
health.
think that's it. Yeah.
Hey,
I
they
don't know
grill him, huh?
what you say. Say that again.
So RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a cabinet position in a new created cabinet position. He's supposed to be over like health and food, some initiatives or whatever. But
Yeah.
uh, a lot of the senators and they when they do the hearings, they question him Thursday or Friday about comments that he made that black people have better immune system, stronger immune systems than white people.
And then technically, a lot of black people were mad about this shit because they was like that he's spreading disinformation when it comes to like people getting regularly,
Oh
injections
my
and all
gosh.
that shit. But to the core, what I'm trying to say is though, he low key ain't lying though. He really telling y'all
Right,
motherfuckers the truth. You feel
right,
me?
Right. Because it's
exactly.
a big ass difference between in our
Us
genetic
and them.
makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And for him to, for me, like I said, I ain't big on just dick riding. I don't do all that. But for him to publicly come out and say that, like, it's got to be some validity to it.
Yeah, and then plus I look at it like that's low key bigging us up. You feel me?
Right.
Like that ain't even nothing to even take
But they could,
negatively.
I think they took it wrong because a lot of times, when you do go to the doctor, they'll tell you, oh, well, that your pain is not what your pain is or something similar like that.
Yeah. They try
That
to
Right.
I
act like
think
But
that
black
could be
people.
offensive to a certain extent. But what he was saying is, I wouldn't have taken offense to that because I've done
Exactly.
the research. Yeah, but if you
Well,
don't do
but
the research, then you just gonna think, oh, well, he's saying that we don't deserve the same treatment as other
but
people.
right, no,
that's crap that
bro.
they come up with. Like, have y'all noticed? Like, to be honest, like our grandparents and great grandparents did not go to the hospitals or the doctors because the treatment was subpar. What makes y'all think in 50 years the treatments is finna be top notch? Like,
It's
It's the
not
same
because
shit.
I think a
We
lot of
we
people
right?
think
still deal with
because
the
there's more
same
black doctors and
discrimination.
stuff now, but y'all still just as indoctrinated as the rest of them. So
Right. Them same black doctors go to them same white institutions. You feel me?
mhm.
Exactly. And
So
to be
they ain't go
honest, a lot of brown and black doctors are the worst to me.
right.
Like, they try to I don't know. Like my OB when I got pregnant this last time, she was kind of she's a black lady, but she just tried to act like she treated me like, you need to get on birth control just because me and my partner or my boyfriend were not married, and she just kept pushing birth control. And I was like, look, ma'am, I'm 40 years old. Don't fucking tell me what I need to do for my body. I just had a whole baby. Like, just like, and she kept rushing me and want me to get a pap smear while I was pregnant. I was like, listen, I'm 38 years old. I have very good sense. You are not doing anything invasive while I'm pregnant. So it's just like, for her to insinuate that, and you a so-called black doctor, but once again it goes to the black bourgeoisie, black upper class people. They
Yeah.
kind of, it's a separation in some sense to where they think they done made it so they have a little bit more common sense and than regular black people.
Right.
But
Well, they
I
ain't talking
digress.
to you.
The
They ain't
talk
talking to you.
at
They
you.
talking down to you
Hmm.
and shit. Though you
Right.
feel me?
Talking at you, right.
And then
Exactly.
when
Yeah.
you go in and you question, like if I question the validity of what the doctor is saying to me, they get offended. But if I'm
Yeah.
coming to you
Yeah.
and I'm saying things that I know you understand that you wasn't expecting me to understand, why would you be upset? Just answer my question.
You
Right.
sound like a robot.
I do.
Uh-huh. You
Some
sound
slight ruffleness.
Yeah, you sound like a Mr. Robot
I
too.
might be a robot.
Like he's breaking up or
Arigato.
something. Man.
What you say?
But yeah,
Arigato,
so
Mr. Roboto.
man.
Mhm.
But
But
now go
so
ahead
that
though.
speaks but that speaks to like so being shamed, like we talking about
Exactly.
shame and guilt. So you're being shamed by your healthcare provider. And then a lot of black people, we believe in symbolism. So we're going for what looks closest to us for a level of comfort. And a lot of
Or at
times,
least, or not, or
maybe.
safety shit.
Or the thing is, all skin folk ain't kin
Right.
folks. And at the end of the day, a lot of us have been indoctrinated to think certain ways, and we're closed minded when it comes to a lot of stuff. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think RFK meant nothing out of the way by it, but we can
No.
show take some shit and we'll twist it in our heads, baby. And I'm guaranteeing we didn't think that somebody on the news probably said, "Oh my gosh, how could he say that with
Right.
the
Like
alarming rate?"
I was listening to the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God and all of them, you feel me, respond or react to
Right.
RFK saying this shit Thursday or whatever.
Yeah.
and they reacted poorly, and that would further sway your listening viewers. You feel me? Based
Right.
upon your reaction or whatever, they like, why would he say such a thing like that? We are, and again,
Exactly.
and again, to kind of piggyback on what Kimmy was saying, like so far as, and like now I get it. Like some people could look at it like he was trying to throw some sort of negative light or have some sort of negative undertone to what he was saying or whatever. But like
Yeah.
we all agreed, um, man, if you know anything about history and you do a little bit of research, then you would know, like, no, he really telling the motherfucking truth.
Right.
And when it comes to Trump and them, and yes, they rolling back the clock on a whole bunch of shit that's crazy as fuck or whatever. But nevertheless, like I say, Trump. When I be telling these liberal people out here in Colorado, where I live and reside, I'm like, Trump is like the everyday white person that I used to see
Exactly.
back at the crib.
Man,
You
I
feel
seen him
me?
at the gas station yesterday.
Exactly. And the thing is, a lot of his policies is really like this country. Once again, my thing for black people is this country was not set up for you ever
None
in life.
whatsoever, man. None
Like
whatsoever.
so this is not a time for us to be all up in arms. Like I get it, but in all honesty, that DEI and affirmative action hasn't helped us in over 20 or 30 years. It's been more
None.
so for
And
Asians,
and that other,
LGBTQ.
yes, I didn't want
Yes,
to say it, but
alphabet,
yeah, them.
the alphabet group, and a lot of
Yeah,
non-melanated women. So really, we black people have always had to get stuff based off of our sheer merit. We've always been told you gotta be smarter, you gotta go above and beyond. You can't just settle. You gotta go above and do better than them. So most of the time, when you see some black people in there, they don't work their ass off to get there.
Mhm.
Like it
that's
wasn't
what.
handed to them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no affirmative action. Hell, they're in there and they are fully capable. And then 9 times out of 10, they're under somebody and they're running the whole show. And the person above them is not qualified in any form or fashion.
Or they
Yes,
qualified but not capable.
right.
Right.
And even more so now though, with the people who in there now, just crazy ass work.
Right. Everything is set up off of nepotism. Their whole system has
Yeah,
been nepotism. Like, let me put my people in. And like we're seeing it even more with Trump in office. And it's like, what do you expect? But in the same token, how come we don't have nepotism when it comes to one another? Like these folks be putting some of the most, they know they family and friends be dumb as rocks, but they will give them the job just because it's on some, hey, if I make it, you make it.
Man,
What's up?
we do not help each other like that. But I'm starting to see it a little bit more. But overall, it really be like you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Ain't nobody about to help you.
But how do you pull yourself by your own bootstraps? Like that is like the worst saying.
I
Like,
don't know
and I
how.
used to
I'm just
say it and be
saying
like, yeah,
what
yeah,
I see.
yeah. And I used to be like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Pull yourself up by your, but no, it don't. Who the fuck pulls themselves up by their
What is the
bootstraps? What does that
bootstrap
mean?
anyway?
Like,
a old 18 revolutionary saying and shit back when the motherfuckers had them old leather boots and things of
Baby,
that
I got
nature and
about
shit.
700 boots, and don't none of mine got no straps.
my strap go across the top of that bitch, so I ain't got to pull mine. I got the
Back,
book on my strap.
and I was just gonna say that back when they had a buckle on the front of that
Uh-uh.
motherfucker. For
Let me
real.
buckle my boots.
Or pull
Like
get it out
Yeah,
the
face
mud. That's
ass
a
bitch.
horrible thing.
right, like get it out the mud. No, we live in a society where you have to help people. If you have the pull, help somebody. But now most of the people that are in these positions are people that they feel more comfortable with. Like and like I said, you have a lot of alphabet people. Most of your black men now in a lot of these companies are a part of the LGBT community, and it's no shade to them, no shade. But a lot of non-melanated people are more comfortable
With them. Yeah.
with them, yes, because they can maneuver in and out and they're less of a threat, whereas a real
Yeah.
man is not finna go
Yeah.
for that. Like, as much as you would like for him to do whatever, like he's gonna, you can only give him so much, but at a point he's gonna be like, look, I'm not finna do this with y'all. Y'all not finna uh, uh, assassinate me and make me feel guilty for being who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's another way of like shaming somebody, or
Correct.
to be a certain way, or shaming them for
Right.
not being how you want them to be as far as monetary incentives.
Right. Or it's more so of you're jealous or you feel some type of way because this person is way more capable than you. So you have to bully them or make them feel guilty because you aren't what they are. They have way more capabilities than you. So you feel some type of way. Something make them feel bad and guilty and bully the shit out of them at work.
Yeah, that's guilt on the person that's doing it versus trying to make them feel shame for being who they are. So that's still tied in like shame and guilt together, in my opinion.
Yeah. Some little aspects of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into what these things are. What are shame and guilt?
I looked up
So,
um I looked up like an actual definition for shame and guilt. So
mhm. Are you on like a headphone or something?
no,
Oh, this shit popping like hell on my phone. Do I sound poppy?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I still sound like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let me move closer to my thing. Excuse me, I forgot to holler at this dog.
See, we got a couple of people done in at the studio.
So do we,
Hey
Kwame
y'all.
and
do we
Olivia.
need, can
What's
y'all
up,
hear me
bro?
Hey.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You still poppy, but we can hear you.
I don't know what to do then.
Poppy like popcorn.
I'm not sure.
Hey, y'all remember Popcorn Sally? Hey, please tell me y'all remember Popcorn Sally used to be at the African Street Festival. And she had a song, My Name is Popcorn Sally. She used to wear heels and she was a tall, slim lady. Oh my gosh.
They
Y'all probably
they
don't.
used to
Huh?
perform like in the 90s type shit, man.
Yeah. Well, yes, it was the late
Yeah,
90s. It was in the
yeah,
90s. And her name was
yeah, yeah,
Popcorn Sally.
yeah. I
You
low key
remember her?
remember that shit. Yeah,
Yes, and like she was just a local like lady.
yeah,
She used to walk at the track. I was here at the JCF track, and she was so sweet. She was just one of them ladies who was really trying to get her career off. And she had a persona at the track. She was whoever her real name was. But when she would get up on stage, she would perform every year at the African Street Festival. Her name was Popcorn Sally, and she had a whole song. But I
man.
digress. Okay.
I low key, nah. Hey, you just kind of reached in the archives.
Yeah, popcorn salad. And then y'all remember the dude that used the heavy set dark skinned dude with the glasses, and he was slow. I think he had
Bobby,
special
his name
needs,
was
but
Bobby.
he would be at the African Street Festival every
I think
year.
Bobby died.
Every year, hey, I remember some bro used to wear hats and shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sneakers. He would have his sneakers, and the tongue would be out. Bro would be out there getting it every year.
Hey, you don't reach back, man. I remember
Man,
that.
that's when the African Street Festival used to be fire.
A
Y'all, that
real
is like a
a,
whole.
a real cultural event for our area for
Yes.
sure.
Like that was like a whole vibe, y'all. Like, y'all
Yeah.
understand these kids will never understand like the feeling of being at the African Street Festival by yourself and just doing what you want to do in sixth grade, fifth, sixth grade, just walking up and down the street.
They still
That
Man,
do
was,
it.
but it's
It's
probably they
not
still
the
have
it's
it, but
not the same because the African Street Festival is not the same anymore. It's I don't even know how to
they
explain it.
tried to police it too much, and I get it because the kid, it started getting bad. But bruh, like African Street Festival,
I
T.R.
just
White,
think it's a
man,
time
that is
that we'll never get back. It'll never be like that ever.
never, man.
Yeah, that is like that was it, man. That was like the bee's knees back in the day. Like, oh, we going to the African Tree Festival. Ooh, and it was always around Labor Day in September every
It
year.
still be around the same time. It just don't.
Cause it'll go African Street Festival, then like a month or so later, then Lane
The
College
fair.
homecoming and
Yeah,
shit.
Lane College homecoming and then the fair. And y'all guess who I got to see before he died? He came to Jackson to perform. Gil Scott Heron. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, lucky you and shit. Real J
Yes,
Town
but he
living.
was he was really cracked out at the time. Like, but he came back to Jackson to perform right before he died because that was where he was from. But okay, I'm just all off topic, y'all. But I don't know. This week has been really a great week because the sun came out and it has not been cold as balls here, and that cold be tearing my ass up, y'all. It be making me so sad.
Man, lucky y'all, man. I'm out here in the frozen damn tundra and shit. You feel
Ah,
me?
it's still cold.
Hell yeah. It just now started. We got just literally today begin a mild, so to speak, kind of temperature that we gonna have
Ooh,
for the upcoming week. But
what's the
beforehand,
temperature?
man,
What's a mild
50s,
temperature in? Oh, okay,
like
okay, okay,
40s, 50s and shit.
okay, 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 okay. I can fuck with
Yeah.
it.
That ain't
Cause we
Yeah, we
coming
had.
out of
bad. It's one
goddamn.
degree shit. I be like, you know what? Fuck this job. Fuck the kid. I
Man,
don't want to do none of
man, throw away the whole
that. I'm
everything,
not
nigga.
going nowhere. I'm gonna sit right here on my couch under the cover.
Exactly.
No, go ahead to that definition you was gonna break down, sister.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, I just pulled up shame, and shame is related to like your own internal shit. It's like when you have low self worth, not living up to
Hmm.
standards, and it's based on
Sure.
others' views, and sometimes it involves mental disorders. Versus guilt is when you have remorse for causing harm or wrongdoing, like to somebody else. It leads to distress
Hmm.
after violating somebody. It can be helpful to make amends and can be a sign that someone is trying to maintain their moral standards.
Guilt.
Yeah. So guilt can be
Mhm.
used to grow. Like if I feel guilty about a behavior that I done or how I treated somebody, then I
Hmm.
can use it to like self reflect to grow.
Hmm.
Right, because
So
guilt goes into
It
atonement.
does,
You
yeah.
feel me?
right,
But shame,
right.
man, hold on. Sorry.
Nah,
Oh,
you
you
good.
good?
Kids don't be giving a fuck. Anyway.
So, no, not these new ones. They so spoiled, Jesus.
Golly. So yeah, those are that's the definitions that I came up with off of like out of some of my books out and off of like online stuff. So
Hmm.
For sure.
So, so what you said, Brene Brown put it in like layman's terms. Like I don't know, I got into Brene Brown like in
is this that lady that I
2013 when
sent
I
in the group?
no, she's a white lady
Okay.
and she was big. She was on like Soul Food Sundays with Oprah, and she was like one of my first experiences spiritual where I felt something
Mm,
because she talked on shame and guilt, and she basically said that shame is focused on self, guilt is focused on behavior,
yeah.
and so
Yes.
she she did a whole series and like it just because for me I was 2013 and I was pregnant with my knee baby who is now finna be 12, Lily, and I had to move back home with my parents because my relationship with my kid's father was not working out. So here I am sitting at home in my parents' basement watching Brene Brown, crying my tears out, crying my eyes out because for me my guilt and shame always came through from not guilt, but my shame always came through from sexuality.
That's what I yeah. Okay, keep going, my bad.
And every time I got pregnant, I felt shameful. I don't know why. I know why, but every time I got pregnant, I never told my parents. They were always the last to know. I told everybody else around them because they always made me feel. I don't know if it was guilty.
I
It
think to
felt
me
like
more
guilt, but it was more.
like for me with mine, my guilt came in through my pregnancy, but not my guilt, but my shame because mine started as I was a teen mom. So a lot of
Right,
times, like the generation of our parents is they had the mentality of marriage before pregnancy or whatever. So
right,
if then they look
Right.
down and like, oh, well, you pregnant, but you're not married, or you need to get married,
You're not
right,
stacking up.
or but huh?
right.
Yeah,
Shacking
you
up.
doing
That's
all
it.
this, but like, so it makes you feel shameful because you're not living up to somebody else's personal standards. When yeah,
Exactly.
that's like
Right.
falls under domestication of a person. Like you're supposed to do it this way, and I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that mindset because it's beneficial, but at the same time, folks been getting pregnant outside of wedlock for forever.
For century ages. And what about when it wasn't no weddings and
That's
no
what I'm
because
saying.
I'm getting into this or marriage. I'm coming to the conclusion with marriage and to each his own. I'm not saying don't do it. I understand what it is. But it's a lot of pressure for people to feel like they got to get married. Marriage is a contract to combine your finances and to take care of one another in the incident if something happens to your partner. In my
Uh-huh.
opinion.
And there are
A
certain,
legal
I
bond.
think there's certain
Yes.
places that push that shame more, like church and school, and
Yeah, certain institutions.
yeah, they
Right.
push
Yeah.
that shame like,
West,
oh, if you're not married, then what are you like? Who like they really do it to women more than I per se than men. I think because I've heard a lot of well, if you a woman and you're not married, what's wrong with you?
that ain't nothing but Western
I
society,
already know.
man. Because who
But
who
no, it is
no,
Western society. But you got to, you're right. It is Western society because you think about most marriages prior to were what arranged.
Yeah,
Why were they arranged? They
to
were
be
arranged because you're getting
beneficial.
two families that have something to give, something financially or
Yeah.
something of sustenance to give to another family
It's
right.
to
like
keep growing your
the
empire.
bride diary. Their diary. What's it called? Shit. Well, you give.
People didn't marry for love. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner told y'all that.
But some people like I feel like
And
in
she
the
did.
beginning it started out where you will have arranged marriage and then it kind of turned into people picking who they want to be married to, but they still have to do like
But
blood
marriage was
test
always
and all that stuff, but it still was for financial gain. Like
right. It was to build
you
your
pay
to
my
combine two
daddy for his
families to
daughter.
right. And
Right.
I'm giving you 50 cows. So now
I
we're
was
married
just gonna
together.
say
We're
that
linked
shit.
as a family.
The
Yeah.
bridal diary. What's it
You you
called? Is that the
you
word?
you got the cows and I got the
Right.
land and shit.
It's
Goddamn,
to
we
what
finna make
link
this shit work.
resources. It's
Yeah.
linking resources. It was never based off of love. It was linking of resources. You see it every day
Old
now with
people
the
say now, I learned to love my husband, or I learned to
exactly. It
love
was
my
so
wife.
no, I think a lot of old people say that because they probably had to get married back in the day just on some Western society shit. You a woman, you can't be out here by yourself, so you got to
But if
have a
it's if
man in
it's
your
the
house.
if it's an arranged marriage, they still sleep the same shit.
Well, you're right. It is. It's an arrangement because I'm a woman and I had to have a husband, so I
Right.
really
And
don't
if you
like
want
you.
to, and if you pay attention, a lot of our grandparents and shit,
Yep,
they will be hot in the ass. And if you want to be fast, you gonna have to marry that man and get up out my house. God damn it. And
Right.
exactly,
a lot of
exactly.
that shit was going on.
But the
Or
thing is, all of us got
shotgun
here
weddings.
through fucking.
Huh?
Right. All of us got here through fucking.
Yeah.
So don't make me feel guilty because hell, grandmama
Right.
was
My
fucking
mama
back
was
in the
fucking
day.
at
Shit, she
goddamn 14.
motherfucker had 10
I don't know how
kids.
old my grandmama
Man,
was. I'm not speaking.
With that house coat on. You hear
man, exactly.
Yeah,
Got
me?
because I
whole
feel
two
like
two two different set of
when you
kids. Some older kids and some younger
yeah,
kids. Come
mine
on.
definitely has two sets of kids. Cause I got like one of my uncles, what he did, was old enough. My mama said she thought that he was her daddy, and her actual daddy was her granddaddy because he was that much older than her. But she was little.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. I I think for me, when it comes to the topic of our whole show tonight or whatnot, my shame or guilt, based upon what we had sent in, or what you sent into the group chat, I think that shit like for real explains me and where I'm at when it comes to my guilt or shame that I deal with on a
Mhm.
personal note. Me, it's like it's almost low key not only the John Henry it,
Mhm.
syndrome or whatever. I would say it's almost like a slick part of survivor's remorse. You feel me?
So you saying you
Mhm.
are you
Like
saying that you feel shameful or guilty about having survival?
it's a mixture of
Survivor's remorse is guilt.
It's guilt.
yeah, guilt. You feel me? But and then my shame come in. Like I can explain that part. My shame come in is that here it is. You feel me? But I'm learning now, and I've grown to learn that my time ain't your time, and your time ain't my time.
Right.
You feel me?
Mhm. That part.
You blossom on your, you know what I'm saying, when it's
Mhm.
destined for you, and it'll happen for me when it's, you know what I'm saying, when it, when it's ready or when I'm ready or whatever. You feel me? Me learning grace when it comes to that. You feel me?
Mhm.
Over time. But I used to sit back and wonder, like, damn, man, like, why, bruh, up and in a
Yep.
good situation type shit, you feel me? But I had to learn I can't base my life on my homeboy and them, like, you feel me?
You can't
Mhm.
compare your insides to somebody else's outside. You'd be crazy.
So, do you think
Yeah.
that's more shame or more guilt? Because shame. I know for me, sometimes I don't feel that now, but sometimes I feel shame. Like, damn, I'm here doing this. My life is shitty, and I catch myself comparing myself to somebody else or my other peers or counterparts, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, it made me feel shameful that I don't have X, Y, Z, and
Yeah.
they do.
Now, for me as a man, I know it's different, you know what I'm saying, for women or
Mhm.
whatever. As a man, especially us in the South, regardless of whatever household your ass was brought up in, if you a black
Mhm.
man and you were born in the South and you come from a like, single parent household type shit, but still with a strong, stable mother, man, your moms, your people in your household taught you, man, a man supposed to provide, period, man. You gonna have to get
Mhm.
your ass up. Nigga, that's why the South, we produce so many hustlers. Trapping. That word trapping come
Mhm.
from the South. Yeah, you feel me?
Right, a
We
whole
make that
trap.
shit. Man, we make this shit a art. You feel me? Like even
Mhm.
though uh even though it's a negative thing, but black people been doing this since the dawn of time. We've been taking
Right.
lemons and literally making lemonade and shit. But again, to kind of highlight and really specify on my shame is just that here it is. I'm finna be 40 years old this year, and now I'm just now getting to the point like where
Mhm.
okay, you feel me? Like you know, man, it's what it
Mhm.
is. And I was telling one of my colleagues, a motherfucker gotta understand, like, I ain't the average person. When I was a
Mhm.
young nigga, I did not, and it's so negative to say, but it's the truth. It's my testimony. You feel me? I didn't even plan on this age in my life. I ain't foresee this
Mhm.
shit. 40,
Mhm.
man, nigga, man, I ain't even think I was gonna get past 20 something. You feel me? Like
Right.
another thing that's negative in a lot of black youth and brown youth, could low key identify that I call it the Jody syndrome, where and I mean that by when I was young, I would have sex with the intent that, man, I ain't finna live long, so little mama, you gonna have my baby type shit. Like, just that
Mhm.
sounds crazy and childish, but my
It's
mind
the
was like, I ain't
reality,
finna
though.
live. So what
I
now? I'm
say it's
sorry.
the reality, though.
True, yeah, you feel me? And that's the way I was living, unfortunately, at that time
Mhm.
period.
But you have to think about it too. That's the environment
Yeah.
that a lot of black people are in. You know what I'm saying? You're on survival mode. Like you literally are surviving. And that
Right.
carries into like that, like the actor when Kevin sent that dude, the actor, I can't remember his name, but Aldris Hodges
Yeah,
or whatever.
Idris Alba. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, no, not Idris Elba.
yeah.
Aldris Hodges.
The guy who
Alvis
was on
Hodges. I don't know.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
the
sorry.
video.
The underground. He was on. Yeah, and so that's what he was saying. He's saying for him, it was like everything was survival. So he didn't really realize how to live in the present and be present and really take in what he's accomplished. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he had imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
or he was expecting that shit to get taken all away at
So
once
it was
because
kind of like he
he's been
felt
living.
guilty for being like okay with what he had accomplished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
part.
Yeah.
Like
It's
right now.
okay
imposter
to
syndrome.
be prideful in yourself. Hey, Shazam.
Yeah.
Right. You feel me? Coming from the streets, I heard the term, hey man, you can't excuse me. You can't tell folks, you know what I'm saying, man, what you got going on. Never let
Right.
your right hand know what your left hand thinking type shit.
Hmm.
We grew up under those false terms and false way of thinking. So it
Hmm.
made me numb to a whole bunch of shit. You feel me? That I'm now taking heed
Just
to
now being
or
comfortable with
whatever.
it made you suppress your true emotions and feelings as a black
Yeah.
man.
Like now, like I should be celebrating myself, man. I make
Yeah.
28 motherfucking dollars during the week and 31 and some change on the weekend and shit. You feel me?
Right.
Man, that's a long ass way from being in the
Mhm.
nigga making
Man.
pennies. You feel
Making
me?
$9 an
Like
hour.
what
Ooh.
what you say?
$9 an hour.
Man, that part and shit. Working for
Mhm.
Express and shit. Man, manpower
Man.
and shit.
Exactly. Working for a temp agency and they scamming. They
Man,
probably charging the
Man.
company $20 and only giving you 9.
Come on, man. That shit is crazy ass work. And like I say, I think about all this shit. Like my close loved ones, they celebrate me. You feel me? Like they tell
Mhm.
me on a personal, like, hey, bro, man, that's a good look on you. You doing XYZ and et cetera. You feel me? That shit mean a lot though, Like sometimes I have to catch myself because like I low key. Maybe I should or I shouldn't. Like I be low key looking for validation, but I have to
Mm.
pat my own self on the back and shit.
Right, exactly.
Maybe that's me coming from really, man, nigga not having shit. You feel me? And to
Yeah.
be in a position where a nigga able to win. Excuse my language out there, y'all. I'm sorry, but to be in a position where I'm somewhat winning, that should be low key mind boggling me sometimes. So I
Yeah.
really overstood what that brother was saying in that clip, and I appreciate you for sending that shit, Cameron. That shit was dope as fuck.
anytime.
And so that further lets us know that black men are ingrained to only provide. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of black men go to these jobs and depending on where you work and they make you feel a certain type of way about who you are and what you bring to the table. Especially here in the South. It may not be like that where you are, Corey. But here, I know depending on the field, I know my partner works in constructions and a lot of time it's a lot of mental stress because he's way more qualified and better than everybody else, but they're
Right,
treating him
thank
like he's
you.
not because
Mm.
they don't really know what they doing.
So
Same
and why
shit.
would I
That
give
should
you
be.
why would I give you any credit or any accolades or anything when I can't do it? I'm not gonna let you feel
Right,
better
or
than me.
or or because I know I'm weaker than you and I low key feel less than you. I feel shame because I don't feel like I'm
Right.
up to your standards. So I'm gonna make you feel my shame.
And then that'll produce like a level of guilt for him because now he
Yeah.
might feel like, oh well, if I go in here and I do this and I show them that I know how to do this, then they're going to penalize me
Right.
for doing
Let me
better.
can I ask you? Not to cut you off. Go ahead.
So
Finish what you were saying. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask both of y'all a question once y'all through. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to
no,
interrupt.
you good.
No, you good.
Let me ask y'all this though. As women and coming from our area, that West Tennessee area, like you say, and me being out here too, you feel me, for these few years that I've been out here, I realized that most definitely, man, we are a different breed of dude coming from the
Mhm.
South compared to
Yes,
dudes out west and
yes.
wherever else have you. We a whole different breed of
Different
dude and
breed of
shit, you feel
folks.
me?
Hmm.
But with that being said, like, would y'all agree to a certain part or whatever, like for me in our generation, like, and just our overall demographics, how we were raised with that old Southern shit, like, where I think to a certain degree, women put me low key without y'all even acknowledging or even trying. Y'all low key pushed me to get out there to go get it, cause back at home, how we were raised, Southern women, Southern men, man, you can't fuck with no nigga if he ain't bringing shit. What y'all mamas tell y'all? We grew up around women, old women who would tell
Hmm.
you, don't come on with no wet ass and not nothing in your purse type shit. You feel
Right.
me?
But that's not even a southern thing.
I
That's
think that's
everywhere.
everywhere. But I feel like if you
But
are
once
a
it,
woman like and you are the type of woman that you know what I'm saying that's how you was raised, like that's part of being a woman is encouraging the man. Like in my opinion. Any dude
For
but
sure.
that
not,
can you huh?
No, I was
no, I
saying for
wouldn't
sure,
say.
like I was agreeing with you on that part.
Yes,
Go
but
ahead.
but for me, any man, it doesn't even matter. Like if I'm whether it's platonic or romantic, I ain't got shit nothing but some positivity for you. You might not like the way that shit come out, but if if I fool with you, I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like I think this or whatever. Like I can't tell a man what to do, but if it's something that I see as a woman, I feel like I'm supposed to say that. Like
So
For
to
sure.
what you said, so what I think, so back then it was more of where women had to depend on men, or more of a, what's the word? Oh, that's all men do is provide. I feel like now we live in a time where both people have to come together and work
you
together.
do.
That's my opinion. So for me, I never grew up looking for no man to, oh, you got to do this for
I
me
never
before
did
you get some
neither.
of this. I never looked at it like that. It was more so for me. Now that well, for me, it was always a team effort.
Yeah,
We in this together. You bring what you can bring. I bring what I can bring. If you can't bring no whole lot of money, I'ma try to. We gonna balance that shit out. We gonna make it work
you
because it's
got
a
to.
team
It's
effort.
a team. But I feel the same way. I've never just looked at somebody and be like, oh, you're gonna pay all my bills. You're gonna do that because first of all, you can't. When people do that, then they feel like they can
And a
tell you
lot
what
of
to do,
times,
and you're not
and a lot
finna
of
tell
times there
me.
be drunk ass aunties, motherfuckers who don't have husbands or men telling women that. Girl,
Yeah,
don't let him
Mm.
do that. Don't come home with no wet
I just
ass and
think
you
it's
ain't got
just
no
the
money, none of this
concept
stuff.
of what women like as far as people being saying that oh okay well the man is supposed to provide but are you really giving him something to provide like are you giving him something to provide for like but I still don't like I watched my parents and it was a team effort thing so and most of the
Yeah.
relationships and situations that I seen, it never really was just one person doing everything. Like my daddy might have paid majority of the bills, but my mama still did her part at the house and she might have had a little side job to pay for the insurance or whatever. I don't know. But it never was a one person doing everything and making all the decisions. It always has been like
It's about what you bring, do what you can do the best. What you do that shit the best you do it.
exactly.
Well,
It
and
just
see,
takes some pressure
I,
off of the other person in a relationship. Like you supposed like as what they be saying about a helpmate. Like you supposed to help your person, even if it's not like a uh like we're not in a for real relationship. But if I'm fooling with you, or just like I could say how I might send something like that I sent to the group chat that I knew would be beneficial for everybody in the situation. So I feel like you're supposed to build and grow with whomever you're interacting with, regardless of the title of the situation. Man and
I
women, whatever, however.
I think I could say. based upon like what I was asking, I can say this part for you, for speaking for you two or whatever. You feel me? Based upon the way y'all was raised, respectfully from both of y'all, two outstanding
We
parent
had daddies.
structures. You feel me? Yeah, yeah.
You
There,
say?
there you go. You feel me? No,
We had
I
real
was.
daddies.
Yes, I
Yeah,
had real
and
daddy.
I was. Yeah, you feel me? And I think y'all came in the game with a little bit more of a moral compass with the shit. I guess I'm speaking
Yeah,
to more of the females who, a little bit more edgier per se. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's
Like,
I
always
mean,
looking
I've
for
had,
something.
you know,
It,
you.
it's
I'm
a
not.
it's a quid pro quo.
yeah.
You got to do for me before I do for you.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't
And
no
I think
bitch
like
like that. But when you
just
do be like, or when you're not like that, people will try to take advantage too, though.
I just remember I say all that to say I just remember coming up, you feel me, just around that era. Most women, and still now to a degree, ain't no woman gonna fuck
Mhm.
with no broke ass nigga, man. Yeah, you might can help him or whatever, or you see the potential, but at the end of the day, that money shit gonna suffice. You feel me?
What love ain't gonna pay no
So
bills.
like,
Goddamn right, man. Y'all be in that hole
That's some old
frustrated like
women
a
shit.
motherfucker,
Love
looking
ain't gonna
crazy
pay
at
no
each
because
other.
how,
bills,
but if
but
you really think about it, like if you stressed out about bills and what you get, if you're gonna be able to have somewhere to live the next day and this and that, you really like I can't focus on shit else. If my money or whatever I'm doing, and I don't understand how people be fucking and be broke because I'm finna go get another job.
but
See that what
sometimes
I'm
some people be okay with that though because they know like, hey,
I'm not
this is
knocking
the
what
or maybe
Denise
it's a
say, but
settling.
I'm just saying
I'm
for
sorry for
me,
laughing like that, but that was crazy.
sexual activity or
Nah,
any type of activity
that was
like that
funny.
is 100% better when I know that when I get up in the morning, I'm still gonna have somewhere to live.
I agree, but at the same time, shit, I'm gonna make sure I got somewhere to lay my head. And if the nigga I'm fucking with don't
But I ain't saying that.
do,
I said me. Keyword was me. But if I fool with you and this is what we're doing and we're doing that shit together, then I'm not gonna just leave you out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now we not now. My thing is, I'm not finna be
I'm
no.
not
A
saving
lot of
no
times,
nigga.
women get in a situation where men don't be having nothing and they have nothing to bring. A woman knows if a man has that in him and is going to, because sometimes men fall in hard situations and life happens. So you have, as a woman, we have to have that compassion. Now you know if a person is a homosexual, he just ain't got nowhere to live, and he just trying to smooth
But
talk you
I
and
will
find a
say
home to
this:
live in.
sometimes, if you as a woman are not in a place where you should even be like dating, then you're gonna attract what you are. Like if you low, you sad or whatever, then you're gonna attract some sad shit.
But modern women now, you gotta have the bag, Corey. To your
Yeah,
point,
you do.
new women, these young girls, these a lot of these young girls and women we've been on the internet too long. You got to have the bag. They not finna fool with you. You ain't got nothing to give them.
But I don't. Yeah, but I don't mean I ain't gonna even ask you. Like I feel like at this point in life, if, as a man, I should have to ask you.
Right, especially at our age
Damn,
and shit.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna ask
Yeah.
you for shit.
Or then that I got my
Thank
own.
you.
I'm always.
I'm straight.
And you know what I'm saying? It ain't on no shame to be like, oh, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. I've just learned, and that's why I say it's 50-50. You still have to be able to be accountable for yourself. So a lot of those women who expecting a man to have a bag, what happened if his bag
Right,
disappears
because
all of a sudden?
and you
Then
know what?
what?
I had a conversation with a girl like this one time, and she was so mad at me because I asked her. I said, "Well, what happens if your husband gets hurt? Or what if he was in a wreck where he couldn't go to work for 2 months? Are you capable of holding shit down? Like, are you smart enough to where you can be like, well, damn, let me get out here and get this shit together so I you know what I'm saying, we don't lose everything we had." She just get quiet and she was like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I said, so you just gonna leave? You gonna just throw all that shit away because he got hurt? And she's like, well, that's not my responsibility to take care of him. And I'm like, well, technically,
It's
yes, it
some,
is.
it's some. There's some women out there
It
like that.
is a lot of women out there like that, but it's men out there like that too in this day and age.
Yeah.
So
So Corey, as a man, do you feel like you supposed to what's your opinion? Do you think that you supposed to give a woman, I mean, give her that option?
or do you feel like that's something that men are guilted into doing or
Or is that
shamed
what
I
they
into?
mean,
supposed to do?
off the muscle, I mean, like being real and shit, you feel me? The man in me will always champion the fact that, yeah, man, you supposed to get out there and go get it. But I was just saying it, speaking for myself, like, I guess just that I don't know. I guess that's just that era and the people that I was subjecting myself to or whatever. You feel me? That was kind of like the look, what it was. I formed myself to be around hustlers and people
Hmm.
who were part of that element. And so I guess
Yeah.
people who were spectators of that element, that's what they expected. Like, nigga, you out there
Yeah.
so called got some motion. Like, man, you better have some type shit. So,
And I think that's a guy who runs the streets. That's his mentality. Because most men that run the street, they got money anyway. So they're gonna feel like they have to throw it, or now I ain't gonna say throw money. Yeah, throw
Yes,
money
or
at
they feel like
women
you can
to,
buy,
to keep
like
to keep that, that's a
some people feel
persona,
like you
to
can
keep that
buy a
image.
person. Like if I got this much money, I could just buy. I could buy that bitch and tell me what.
I remember when I first got myself together, so far as in like career wise, to set me on the road to where I'm at now, working at at the behavioral place back home and shit. When I first got myself geared up to do that, like I had quit smoking, all type of shit, man. And that's when I was in the midst, of course, of being embedded in the culture or whatnot. Around that time when I went cold turkey from the streets and shit and really adjusted myself to be like, okay, I'm a working man's now and I'm gonna
Hmm.
make it happen off this check type shit. That shit. And even now, like, and that's been almost over a decade. But like, I don't know. Like to me, from all my years of being out there, you feel me? Like that shit, like a drop in the bucket compared to when I was out there. And even now, that shit still be low key hard. Cause hell, I be like, damn, man, enough is never enough. Like.
Right.
Or whatever, not even on no greedy shit or gluttony or whatnot. You feel me? Just I just want to be comfortable, and I want those around me to be comfortable. I ain't
Right.
no necessary drama person. I don't want motherfuckers to be on no shit. Man, everybody cool. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. But you just spoke on like I had looked up some topics or life events that do kind of go in with shame and guilt, and financial status was one of them. But it
Hmm.
also like we talked about teen pregnancy, sexual activity, drugs and alcohol, pulling a lot of shame and guilt. The and the one
Hmm.
thing that I realized a lot of people really have a lot of shame and or guilt in towards like going through a divorce or in
Hmm.
prison, going in and out of prison. But I think divorce, like I've heard a girl say, I don't want to be a baby mama because she was going through divorce. She's like, I don't want to be a baby mama. And I was like, well, if you reword that and just say, I'm an ex-wife, like you're not a baby mama because you're an ex-wife. They're like not
Some of them folk be going to jail. Do not be feeling no shame but no guilt.
no, they not.
Have you all
Yeah,
watched First 48?
yeah. I think it plays a part in like in that person's mental state, but like
Like,
prison and divorce, it just depends on where you are mentally on how you're able to deal with whether or not you're gonna hold it over if you're gonna let it sit over your head in a level of like shame, or if you're gonna allow somebody to guilt you into doing or behaving a certain way because this is what we're going through. I just think it's mental capabilities on all aspects in any situation, whether you're gonna allow yourself to feel shame or to be guilted into doing or behaving a certain way.
I know to lightly, and I'm gonna try my best to verbally redact this shit as much as possible and shit. You feel me? But to kind of speak on this shit, like, all right, on guilt and shame. This is guilt and shame, man, all in the motherfucking nutshell. But anyway, I had a so-called little bro, you feel me, a little homie in that light of things, bro. Embarrassed the fuck out of me, the so-called, the set, all of us and shit. Made all of us look at ourselves and question our judgment of this the type of motherfuckers we associate ourselves with and broker and all of the above or whatever. And what I'm getting to or alluding to is the young fella. I don't think the young dude, me knowing of this person, I don't even think the dude feel no guilt or
Mm-mm.
shame for the action that he
Some people
did
don't
per
care.
se, and me knowing him, and
Mm.
I tell you the part that he do feel guilty about, and this is shameful as fuck. The part that break the nigga heart and that's sad as fuck is that we shunned him. You feel
Mm.
me? Us turning our back on him and so far as and like no, like we don't
You don't
coincide
condone that.
with your yeah with your actions and shit. You feel me?
Right.
So since we ain't there to whoop your feet, you feel me? We'll
Mm.
verbally let it be known like it's nothing with him. You feel me? Like y'all
Mhm.
can have him type shit
Right.
just to further die down. Cause like that shit goes so deep. Cause unfortunately, I'm a part of the second generation of what we got going on back home and what I am or whatever. And we beefed our shit back up right in those mid and early 2000s. And my generation ramped up the recruitment from man, I got from GD
Mhm.
Vice Lord to what I am, man. We ramped up the recruitment on all levels once motherfuckers seen that what we was doing out there in old Hickory and shit. Like, oh shit, them niggas doing that, and that's what they claiming. Ah, okay, everybody started. It was like an arms race type shit. And
Mhm.
nevertheless, though, we unfortunately started having issues with people who came from the Lincoln Court area. And a lot of those brothers, man, we spent years beefing and shooting with these niggas. And like now, here it is. A lot of us now, we 40 and latter 30s, and we don't seen a lot of shit. So like we kind of everybody on some chill and like, bro, it's all about money and man, we old now.
We
And
grown.
Right.
yeah,
That's
you
called
feel
growing
me?
up
OGs.
though. But that
And this motherfucker, right when shit kind of don't die down between us and them niggas. Like, don't get me wrong, of course it always low key be some sort
It's
of
some tension.
you
It's always been the air been thick and a little tension
yeah, you
anyway.
feel me? It always it always will be low key
A
up,
little,
but
it's gonna be some
nevertheless,
camaraderie there, cause that's just what it is.
yeah. But this motherfucker, based upon his actions, I almost threw that shit. Cause them niggas like they looking like shit. If y'all gon' still rock with this nigga and protect him type shit, then shit, nigga, we finna really fuck shit up. And rightfully so. I'm a father. You feel me?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go out my body about mine and shit. So, but like, man, to wrap all this up or whatever, this dude who I'm speaking of, this individual, bro, don't feel no guilt or shame, unfortunately, for his actions. Horrible, horrible, unforgivable actions and shit. That man more devastated that the set ain't fucking with him. And that's a shameful, sad ass situation.
But like Cammy said, a lot of these folks, you gotta think about their mental
man,
status. Like I said, some of these folks be going in and out of jail. They ain't got no guilt, no shame, no nothing.
And then when
Gotcha.
you go through, like, for him, there was a like his friendships or his family. So now he might feeling rejected. So that's like another thing.
That hurt him
Shame.
more.
Yeah, I mean, huh?
And I said that's so fucked
It
up. You
is.
would think what you did would hurt you or bother you, but no,
Mm.
it's you know what I'm saying. The rejection from the
Yeah,
so-called
yeah.
bros. That's what hurt
So
that
I
man.
think so. When you said that, that made me think that guilt is connected to your
It
conscience
is. That's why you can
because
It
make amends and you
guilt
can
is
grow from guilt. Shame is
yeah
connected to
guilt
your mental,
yeah
like your mental health. Like, nigga, are you? Shame is like self-esteem shit, and guilt is like morals.
acknowledgement. You
Yeah.
feel me? I did this.
So let me go back and correct it, because I feel guilty for
shame is
you.
more of a shame is a feeling.
Yeah,
Shame is more of a feeling, and guilt is more of
action-based
uh
thing.
a, action based
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, most definitely.
so
Both of
guilt
them
is
are. Both
behavior.
of them are
Guilt is
damaging.
behavior, and shame. Guilt is behavior, and shame is a feeling.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's tied in with your self esteem. Shame is, but both of them are negative. But guilt can lead to
Guilt
changing
can you can learn
to
from it.
be better. Yeah, like for an atonement.
Yeah.
And right now, that young fella, he ain't there, man. I don't know what's gonna have to happen to that guy for that
Yeah,
man to reap
it's a
that.
boy behind his eyes. He ain't got nothing behind his eyes.
So when I'm sorry.
That's what I be saying. A lot of these
A
little
lot
young
of
folks
it, right?
don't be having
It's
nothing
in
behind
their
their
eye.
eyes. They blank.
It's
Oh
They blank behind the
it has
eyes.
to.
If you
yeah,
don't have
man.
no soul, you don't have no
Looking at
conscience, and that means you're not gonna feel guilt for
man, looking
anything.
at buddy, motherfucking excuse my language out there, but I keep cussing this shit. Sorry, y'all. But buddy, his mugshot say it all, man. You just got booked. Like, bro, you look ain't no sense of remorse in your face or nothing, bro.
Ain't
You
nothing
look
now.
like man, my
That's
nigga,
it.
just
When
blank
you have
face.
somebody like what I have learned is working where I work at now is when you have been through so much that it turns that off in you. Like, it turns your humanity off.
Man, that young nigga, man, that man ain't been through shit. Man, that man from Denmark, and you know most ninjas from Denmark come from
Yeah.
families.
Right. So a lot of times it just be motherfuckers just be
People be
off they
doing what
rocker,
they
man.
doing, but he still could be a mental disorder if you come even if you coming from a good family, you still can have some mental shit for real.
I like to call them test tube babies. Y'all remember what Robin? What's his name?
Yeah,
The
from Baby
comedian.
Ain't Cheese, yeah.
Most of these people walking around here is test tube babies. Their mamas was doing other stuff. Their daddies was doing other stuff. The chemicals that was released into black neighborhoods, water. You got a lot of test tube babies walking around out
Yeah.
here. Grew up on
Mhm.
McDonald's. Grew up on bullshit. Some of us were able to evade that, but a lot of us didn't. So you got a whole bunch
It's
of
a bunch
walk-ins.
of kids that, and then just on top of just in general conversation, like there's a lot of empathy and stuff is not there with these younger kids. Like, it's just you call them test
Yeah,
tube
that's
And
babies,
true.
I call them YouTube babies.
test tube
Because
babies. Our generation was
you
the test
haven't been
tube babies.
allowed to make the connections that you need to make with the person to even have to feel to know what you do. I'm not justifying dude doing whatever he done. I'm just I'm gonna look at shit from his
Yeah. I
perspective.
get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because I still think like that's fucked up.
And it's so many factors that go into it,
So
y'all,
much
that we may
shit
never
you will never
understand
know unless we really just sit down and dissect it.
and devoted our life to doing that. And y'all, they would have to pay
Yeah,
me
I'm gonna need a
so
little
I can pay my
cash for
bill
that one.
because I would love to devote my life to researching why these folks is out here. And but you know what? I think in two, we're gonna see, and this ain't our topic, but I think with all of these in vitro babies and stuff, we've seen within the last
Gonna
20
be it's a
years,
lack of connection, definitely.
It's going to be a whole bunch of walk-ins out here because you cannot tell me that a frozen egg that you done took out your body and been frozen. What happens when you freeze stuff over time? It degrades, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so y'all in here mixing up the. That's why I say test tube bag. Y'all in here mixing up these in
Splice.
vitro eggs.
You hear me? Splicing.
My spoiled eggs, rotten eggs, bruh.
Somebody
So we
else
finna see a
goddamn
whole lot of.
eggs. Hell.
Right, we finna see a whole lot of walk-ins around this joint with nothing
Or
behind them.
zombies.
Exactly. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm
I
just
don't
telling
think
y'all.
that you are, but
Okay.
I think
At least,
shame and guilt once you lose your ability to empathize or have compassion for somebody, I don't think that you're capable of guilt. Because if you
and
love,
I don't think
then you
that
would be able to
psychopaths are.
change. So I don't think it's like,
So that technically means a lot of these people psychopaths because psychopaths don't have the ability to feel guilt or
well,
shame.
I think that you
Sociopaths
can
do.
feel shame because shame can falls under mental disorders, and if you're a psychopath, then you got some mental disorders.
That's a mental, but you psycho. You don't give a fuck about nothing. Nothing moves
But
you.
it's
You're
not like
psycho.
the shame part is
Sociopaths.
low self
Yeah,
worth
that's what I was gonna say,
and
man.
self
Sociopath
esteem.
and shit.
Sociopaths have shame and
Yeah.
guilt. They have some type of feeling. When you're a psychopath, you have no feelings. Everything that you do is just you just
Like
doing
an
shit.
outer body experience and
Yes,
shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
Sociopaths
those are the
still have
ones
that
whose eyes
connection.
are blank. It's the psychopath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sociopath, you do stuff because you care about how you feel or look.
Yeah.
You're doing sociopaths
And
do
that's
stuff
what
based
that
off
That's
of
thing is,
but
bro. A
that's shame
sociopath.
though.
That's
Though that's not guilt. That's shame because you're doing it
yeah.
because you feel a
Bro. A
certain type of
sociopath.
way, huh?
right, but you
Mo-
still but I'm just saying I'm differentiating the two. Sociopath has some type of feeling. So yeah, they're gonna feel
Yeah.
shame and a little bit of guilt. Whereas the psychopath ain't feeling nothing. They just out here moving like just walking and just doing
Somebody
whatever.
admires
They don't even know what
Like
they feel.
being truthful, bro. Behavior looks like a psychopath, but when you get down to it, bro, got a lot of
Yes.
narcissism. You feel
Narcissism.
me?
Yeah.
And that social shit. And I
And
mean that by
personality disorders.
because
Personality disorders are sociopath.
and
Sociopath.
it
yeah,
falls under
like
mental.
bro.
So that's you still can have shame with a sociopathic person.
Yeah, sociopath, psychopaths ain't got none of that shit though. Them niggas is
I
done
think you
done
can
dada.
snap though. I think that you can be in a situation and your mind snap, and then
And do what?
you have psychopathic behaviors.
I don't know. I think a psychopath is a psychopath. They don't come back from
I
that
ain't
shit.
saying you coming back. I'm
Never.
saying, but I think that you can snap into that.
Yeah, cause that's true. Cause like me, like I'll be honest, or whatever. And speak about me before we get our ass and we don't hit our hour mark and shit or whatever. See, we like they say, man, you lessen the time when you having fun. But
Right.
anyway, um, like with me being honest or whatever, like I got clinically diagnosed with symptoms of some mild forms of, and I hate saying this shit because I don't never like want people to look at me
Explain it.
different or whatever.
Yeah.
But with bipolarism and shit, you feel me?
Hmm.
But I learned my triggers and all of the above or whatever, and like this shit's still a working process. And I never be 1,000 or whatever to
Right.
some sort of degree, but still, um, I choose to work on myself or whatever, so to speak.
Right.
And even though I know I could clinically say or legally say, man, if I had a moment of digress with a motherfucker, I blacked out, goddamn it, and I
Right.
really could
I went bipolar on that
Yeah,
ass.
I
like
have.
real shit.
So
But that's some weak ass shit. You feel me? To me or whatever. But
Yeah.
some other person might
But
play
that's
on
because
that
that's
you
shit.
because
doing the
you have
work.
a
You
strong mind, though. Some people really don't. They don't.
don't have no
They don't have
mind.
a strong mind, or if somebody's been telling you all your life, well, you act this way because this is your diagnosis, then you're going to use that. That gives you a
As a
certain level of shame And it
And
makes
see,
you
and
okay.
I felt shame in it. You feel
Yeah.
me? Once I got diagnosed, I immediately felt shame and guilt too. All wrapped in because, like, damn, I'm fucking crazy. But I had to keep saying, nigga, ain't nothing, you know.
I'm sorry, I
I
didn't
had to,
mean to like.
right, but no, I chuckled too, like low key. It was like a mixture of everything. Like I was overwhelmed with everything. I'm like, God damn, like man, what the fuck? Like, but I had to really rationalize with myself, like, bro, you ain't this shit. You feel me?
Because you
You
are what
man,
you
don't let this
believe,
shit.
though.
Hmm.
Correct,
So that's what
correct,
I
correct.
always tell people. Like, shit, you can be. Somebody can tell you all that. Oh, you can't do that because you have ADHD. But you can have all the ADHD. But I bet if I whoop your ass, you will sit down.
I bet you sit that
Like
ass down now
to,
and shut the fuck up.
to further even say on that, like man, I really supposed to be taking man,
Zoloft.
motherfucking. Man, not only
Lithium.
Zoloft, man, they had me just because I was experiencing forms of like insomnia with their shit because I couldn't sleep and shit. Man, that motherfuckers had me on Seroquel. You feel me?
Damn.
Oh, gee.
Seroquel, right, to try to trank a nigga and shit. You feel
So
me?
But
I
your ass went
told,
to
so
sleep
my
when you took that shit.
But
man,
look
so
though,
my sister-in-law, she work in mental health, and she said those medicines, like the Seroquel, the Halidol, all those dolls and alls, they rewire your
They
whole fucking
remind your
brain.
mind.
yeah, yeah, man.
She
I
said it's a
ween,
reset. It resets
yeah.
everything.
I wean myself off all this shit. Like right now, like man, if I feel like I need to take something, believe it or not, y'all, and people out there listening, real shit. I no longer take any prescription medicines. I take St. John's
St. John
wort,
wort.
and if not,
Okay.
And you know what else is
and if
good?
not
Blue
that,
lotus and butterfly pea is very good for the mind.
man, and if not that, ashwanaga. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Mhm.
Ashwanaga, whatever, however you pronounce it
Ashwagandha.
or
Okay,
whatnot.
okay, getting into the herbalization.
Mm-hmm.
Come on
So,
now, come
but
on
like.
now.
But like that's what I those are my go-tos and they do everything that those prescription meds like I remember one I could really say I'm crazy like where I bust out laughing and say yeah nigga I'm crazy. I I was with the homies one night and I purposely and tried to take some Xanaxes to get high so to speak or whatever like the homie had some and I was like man bro give me a couple of them joints. This nigga take them and go straight to sleep. This shit, I take them. Guess what it do to me? I had
Oh.
clarity. I was thinking smarter. I was up. I was alert. I was
Wait.
more. Hey, like I can't even describe it. Like the peace that it gave me and shit. And I bust out laughing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm crazy. Cause look at all these other niggas. These niggas sleep. This shit making me goddamn it be proactive.
That done juiced you up, didn't it?
Like I mean, not juice me up like where I was like
It
on the
cleared
go,
your
but like it
mind.
made me
Yeah.
Yeah.
man like where it just further doubled down to be. I was like, yeah, nigga.
But you know what? Everybody has different reactions to different medication. That's like some people can take NyQuil and it doesn't make them sleepy. Or like some people take
Yeah, it don't make me sleepy either
melatonin
when I take
and
night.
it doesn't affect them. That's like and then even if you take that and apply it to the different types of weed, like some people can smoke sativa, some people can smoke indica, but it's gonna affect them. Like it's got a way that it say it's supposed to affect you, but if your brain is wired in a different way, then it's gonna do the reverse.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't not smoke weed at
Yeah.
all.
Because
Period.
for
Point
me,
blank.
and I'm
caffeine doesn't like it. I have it like I can drink caffeine and go to sleep.
Yeah.
for
No, I
yeah. You
can't.
sound see you sound like my significant other. She drink coffee and she'll tell, "Nah, I'm finna go to sleep. It's warm. It don't warm
Yeah,
my belly. I'm
now, if I
sleeping."
drink it in the morning, then that's different. But if I get out, if I got out work and I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee so I don't go to sleep. Shit, I'm finna take a nap. So with
Right,
The
man.
coffee finna have me feeling like I done
Unless
hit a
I
whole
get that
bump,
crack
hit a
coffee
whole
from
8 ball.
Starbucks. Baby. What you say?
And that Starbucks
Hey,
blonde
that
roast,
shit
baby.
make
Ooh,
my
it
kidney
gives
hurt. I
me the
can't drink that
jitters.
shit.
I be feeling like I'm on meth.
Cause you
If
do
I
be
took
on
meth, I
meth
feel like that's
with
what meth would feel like.
that blonde roast from Starbucks. That shit make me sweat. I can't fuck. I'm out here sweating like
If
I
you
done
That's
ever need to
powerful,
stay
jumped through a hoop.
man.
awake and you got somewhere to drive, get you some blonde roast coffee. Baby, you
You
gonna
ain't
have
gonna
the
get there
jitters for
cause you
about
gonna have
the
to
first
stop in
45
the
minutes.
pee. Shit. But that shit we
But
look give
your
you
ass
look down, you'll
gonna
be going 155 miles an hour.
so who the fuck will? You gonna get there. You may not get there in one piece, but your ass gonna get there. Well, people,
Yeah, we
this
didn't
was a
do
good
y'all.
one.
We did not do our segments. We have got to do better, but we don't have to do it this time.
We just man, listen.
But
We ain't had Corey on
what
this
we,
thing
huh?
in about 3 weeks, man. We just been
I
talking.
get it. I ain't tripping, but y'all know I'm a stickler for following the agenda.
Hey, y'all, I'm
Definitely.
realizing that I am a fucking rigid person, y'all. I did not know that I was that fucking like a stick in the mud. It's taking me to get to 40 to realize, like, bro, I'm a very rigid person. I have to have everything.
Aren't you like a
I'm
fixed
free
sign?
spirited, but I'm rigid.
Aren't you
Huh?
a fixed sign?
I know that, but I swore I thought I was this free spirit that just went with the flow,
Hell
nigga.
no,
I
I've
am
been
a
telling
fucking
you
rigid
for
ass
15 years
person.
that you was not.
It got to be. I don't know. I think I'm kind of like the reverse of what you said. Like the older I get, I think the more reserved and rigid I am, or
That's
whatever.
Yeah,
called
see,
being
I'm
old
going
and
to
stuck in your damn ways. Y'all niggas is getting old.
Yeah,
no, nigga. I'm finna be
and
loose.
I believe in order. Damn it, order.
I've been living in order. I'm finna be looser than a motherfucking goose. I might fuck around eat me a steak over the
You ate a
weekend. Keep
steak?
playing with me. No, I'ma fuck around and eat one.
I can't do
Shit,
it. That shit make
I'm
my
finna be
stomach hurt.
free. I got to be free, y'all. I got to go back to my child.
Do
Like
it. Just make sure you take
I
the
am.
slippery end when you do it so you'll still be able to shit.
Don't worry.
Cause that steak for the clock your
Hey,
ass
y'all,
up.
let's be real. It's been
All
real. I'm
right.
about to lay down. All
Okay,
right.
bye y'all.
Until next time.
Let's see.